Okay, now let's move on to articles. So, articles. There's two kinds of articles. You have uh, definite articles and indefinite articles. So, a definite article talks about something definite or specific. And it's the English equivalent is the. And indefinite articles are talking about something indefinite and unspecific, like in English, a or some. So you have the, which is like that particular person or group of people, and you have a, like in general, like looking like, but there's I don't have like a specific person or thing picked out, but just like the concept of this kind of thing or person, but not in like no particular example. But the, very particular, very specific. So this is where, and this, it kind of, because with articles, it's a little bit tricky, because you have articles, there's two different directions you have to approach it with. First of all, you have to look at, is it singular and is it plural? So if it's singular, it's one thing. If it's plural, you have to modify it slightly. And the other thing you have to look at is it male or is it female? So you, for definite articles and indefinite articles, you have for each one you have four cases. It could be male and singular. It could be male and plural. It could be female and singular. It could be female and plural. So you have to look at the noun and what kind of noun is it, what's going on, and that's going to determine what kind of article you use. So if it's masculine and singular, single, and good looking, I hope, it's el hombre, el lápiz, el árbol. If it's masculine and plural, it's going to be los hombres, los ríos, los libros. If it's feminine and singular, it will be la mujer, la toalla, la botella de vino. If it's feminine and plural, take a wild guess, it's las. So you just add an S, las. Las mujeres, las estudiantes, las computadoras. So, el, los, la, las. So you have to look at, is it male or female? And is it singular or, my finger's going to ask me, plural. Alright. So that is for definite articles, which means the. Very specific, very particular thing or person that you have in mind, that you're pointing to. So that's definite. Indefinite articles is not particular, not specific, that you're pointing to, just in general, like a generalization. So again, same thing. It has to, it depends on single or plural, and it depends on if it's male or female. So if it's masculine and singular, it's un. It looks like uno. Uno means one. So when you're using it as a number, it's uno. If you're using it as an article, it's un. Just take off the o. If it's masculine and plural, it's unos. Unos. So you're adding the s there. So for the number, it's uno. So if it's an article in singular, un. If it's an article in plural, unos for the masculine. For the feminine, it's una or unas. So singular is una, unas. So masculine, unos. Feminine, una, unas. Right. So that's the equivalent of a, an, or some in English. So a and an are, or and an, depending on how you say it, are singular, and some is plural, or a few. Okay, so some notes. The articles must agree with the nouns in number and gender. Same with adjectives later when we talk about adjectives. But the articles, if it's definite or indefinite, they always have to be in sync with the noun. And sometimes, another note, sometimes feminine nouns in the singular form are given singular masculine articles um, for some reason. And this usually happens when the feminine noun begins with an a. Because if you did la, a, and it kind of like slurps together, it's kind of, I don't know, it's like maybe uncomfortable to say. So they'll usually switch out the la for an L, even though the word is feminine. So for example, el agua, el área. So the water area, even though these are feminine because they start with an a, they don't use la in front of it. They use el. But this is for singular form, because when you have it in plural, the s gets added, so it breaks up those a's. Las aguas, las áreas. Or for example, el hada. Hada means fairy. It starts with an h, an h, but you know h's have no sound, so it's all intents and purposes starts with an a sound, an a. So el hada, las hadas. And that is the lesson for today. It's kind of a long lesson, but you guys have a while to chew on it. So please review, look over this. If you have any questions, you can send a message in the Kakao Talk. And I'm going to also upload the pictures and of the notes and the tarea, the homework. And I just want to double check something because I might have made an error. I want to show you, or I want to correct it if I'm wrong. Oh no, I'm right. Never mind. Okay, forget that. Have a great trip, Crystal, and I will see you guys next week, before next Sunday maybe, or before next Saturday, maybe. Anyway, I'll see you guys within the next week at some point. Have a great time, great week, and yeah, study hard.